All right, this is the third and final video going over your answer key. This section will be the math practices part, the very back page. So have that in front of you as we go over this and try to pay attention to your mistakes. All right, so in number 16, you see a graph here that kind of explains what's going on. When a song is sold by an online music store, and the store takes some of the money and the singer gets the rest. The graph shows how much money a pop singer makes given the total amount of money brought in by one popular online music store from sales of that song. So you can see here the table. On the x-axis, you have how much they made in sales, and you can see on the y-axis how much they pay to the pop star for singing the song. So in essence, they're bringing in a lot more money than this person's getting paid. So let's hope this isn't too accurate, but it might very well be. All right, so I kind of did some things though. I kind of labeled my x and y values here because you're going over to 200 and up to 40. So x value, y value, over to 600, up to 120, x value, y value. That will come back into play as we go here. Part A, identify the constant rate of change between dollars earned by the pop singer and dollars brought in by the sales of the song. So if I look here, remember that the way you find your rate of change is you do your y value divided by your x value. So that's kind of why I labeled all of these. If I divide 40 by 200, if I divide 120 by 600, if I divide 200 by 1,000, I get the same value over here. I get 2/10 or 1/5 if I want to think of it as a fraction in simpler form. So that's your rate of change. It's always your y value divided by your x. Now, some people said 5. That would be the opposite of what we want here, though. That's x divided by y. And it should be y divided by x. So this was your constant rate of change, 2/10 or 1/5. Now, once you figure that out, it makes part B a little bit easier because you have to write the equation now, okay, to show this situation. And remember, the equation should look something like this: y equals kx. And again, k is your rate of change. Well, we just figured that out. It's 2/10. So we really just plug that in for k. That's our equation. Whenever we have an x value times our rate of change, we get the y value. 200 times 2/10 is 40. 600 times 2/10 is 120, and so on. So the equation comes once we've figured out the rate of change. In part C, let me close that, go away, go away. Here we go, part C. According to the proportional relationship, how much money did the song bring in from sales in the first week if the pop star earned 800 bucks that week? So you can kind of think about where that would be. If the pop star earned 800 bucks, that would be this axis, and it'd be way, way, way up here, okay? It'd be off the top part here. But remember, these values were basically 1/5 of the x value. So if it's 800, the question really is 800 is 1/5 of what? And the answer is 4,000. Now you can use an equation to help you get there, or you can do some other math, but the answer is 4,000 bucks. If they bring in 4,000 bucks, the pop star is getting 800 of it. Part D, describe what the point 1,200 on the graph represents in terms of the situation. So you had to put context to it. And I just said this: the song made a total of 1,000 bucks, and the singer gets 200 of that. Okay, that's kind of what it just means to explain what the point means. And in part E, which point on the graph represents the amount of money the pop singer gets for $1 in money brought in from sales? So this would be like this point on the graph. It would be right here almost, very close to the origin. When the song earns $1, how much is the singer getting? And we know that this number is 1/5 of this number. So if they bring in $1, the singer just gets 1/5 of $1, which is 20 cents, okay? So that's what this point would be. When they make $1 on the song, the singer gets 20 cents, essentially. You can see it this way, or you can see it this way. But that was part E. This was a tricky problem. You had to really think through this one. So if you made some mistakes, think back on those and try to reflect and see kind of where your thinking went off track. Okay, maybe it was a calculation, maybe it was just switching some things around, but that is the end of this section.